In a quiet farming community in Wyoming, a wealthy ranch owner named Walter Hayes was known for two things: the success of his land and the coldness of his heart. Walter had worked hard to build his ranch, but success had made him controlling and impatient. His tenants avoided questioning him, and his ranch hands knew better than to argue. Except for one dog. His name was Scout. Scout was a medium-sized golden-brown mixed-breed dog with darker ears, gentle brown eyes, and a white patch on his chest. He had no real owner. He wandered around the nearby farms and was welcomed by many families, especially the children who enjoyed playing with him. Walter was not one of them. Whenever Scout came near the main house, Walter would wave him away. "Go somewhere else, Scout." Sometimes he would even splash water toward the dog to make him leave. One cool autumn afternoon, Walter's 8-year-old grandson, Caleb, arrived at the ranch to spend the day with him. Caleb immediately looked for Scout. The dog was already waiting near the old barn, and the boy happily ran toward him. Then one of Walter's tenants approached him about a damaged water line near one of the rental houses. "Mr. Hayes, the pipe has been leaking since this morning. If we don't repair it soon, the water could reach the lower field." Walter barely looked up. "That is your problem. Take care of it. But the main valve is on your side of the property." I said, "Handle it." Then Scout suddenly appeared. The dog barked once. Walter frowned. "Not now, Scout." Scout barked again. He turned toward the far end of the property, then looked back at Walter. Walter waved him away. But Scout did not leave. Instead, he ran several steps toward the back field, stopped, and looked over his shoulder. Scout barked again. Then he disappeared behind the barn. A few moments later, he returned and ran toward one of the ranch hands. He barked, turned toward the back field, and ran again. The ranch hand followed Scout. They crossed the pasture and reached an old section of the property where tall grass had grown around an unused drainage pit. Scout stopped beside it. He barked repeatedly toward the ground. The ranch hand looked down. His expression immediately changed. Caleb was inside the pit. The boy could not climb out. The ranch hand shouted for assistance. When Walter heard that Caleb was in danger, he ran across the property. But despite everyone's efforts, Caleb did not survive. That evening, the ranch was strangely quiet. Walter sat alone on the porch. Then he saw Scout standing beside the fence. Walter looked at him for a long moment. And suddenly, he remembered every bark. Every turn of the dog's head. Every time Scout had looked toward the back field. The dog had been trying to tell him something. And Walter had refused to listen. The dog he had chased away and treated as a nuisance. Scout had noticed what the adults had missed. Walter lowered his head. For the first time, he realized that he had spent so much of his life protecting his property that he had forgotten how to value people. His wealth could repair fences and rebuild houses, but it could not bring Caleb back. From that day forward, Walter began to change. Walter started listening to his tenants and treating his ranch hands with respect. He stopped measuring people by what they could give him and began caring for the animals around his property. But there was one thing Walter understood clearly. He could not demand forgiveness from Scout. One cold morning, he found the dog resting beneath an old maple tree. Walter slowly walked toward him, then stopped several feet away. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. Scout looked at him. The dog did not run away. But he did not come closer either. Walter accepted that. Walter understood that an apology was only the beginning. If he wanted to become better, he had to prove it through his actions. Every day gave him another chance to choose differently. Walter never forgot Caleb or the dog who had tried to warn him. Scout never spoke a word. He simply kept barking until someone finally paid attention. Sometimes, the lesson we need most comes from someone we have learned to underestimate. And sometimes, regret begins with something very simple, refusing to stop and listen. Money can replace many things, and property can be rebuilt. But time with someone we love cannot be purchased once it is gone. That was the lesson Walter carried for the rest of his life. Walter also learned that regret is not simply remembering what went wrong. It is carrying the knowledge that one small decision, made differently, might have changed everything. That truth stayed with him. So ask yourself, if someone or even a small creature kept trying to warn you about something important, would you stop and listen before the warning became a regret you could never undo?